So here's what I'm trying to do today. I'm going to get some peat moss in here, about a 1-inch layer. Then I'm going to put a couple of bags of compost in here. I'm going to mix it all in, wet it down good, and I want to get it ready to plant some miniature corn in. It's time to plant that, and then on this trellis right here, I'll have some pole butter beans. But the corn is what I'm trying to get ready for today. So let's get after it. Peat moss is a non-renewable resource. I'm not going to use it all up in my garden, I'm sure. But it helps retain moisture. I probably won't ever have to put any more in here other than this, because I mulch with grass clippings and things like that, and I have my own compost from my chickens. But we're going to put about an 1 to 2-inch layer of this peat moss. I'm just making sure it's broke up real good. These were full last year. I used a hugelkultur when I built them, so the wood I'm putting in is breaking down and all of that. So all right, so that's about an inch or so of peat moss in here. Now I'm going to put some compost. Now I'm using some organic humus and just some composted manure in this. Last year I put some compost in that I had and a little bit of mushroom compost. And when things start really growing, a lot of times I'll clean out my chicken coop and top everything with it, with some of that composted chicken litter. Spread this out good. Probably not going to add anything else to this bed except maybe some mulch. Once I mix all this in, it'll be about an inch below the top of this, but that's okay. All right, so I've got all that spread out. I'm just going to take my little pitchfork here. We're going to turn this all in. But this soil just gets better and better every year as I keep putting that layer of grass clippings for a mulch, grass clippings and pine straw. In the fall, I take my leaves. We've got a few big oak trees here. I take those leaves and put them on here. after they're mulched up. These are about 15-inch deep beds. You don't have to make yours that deep. You need probably at least an 8-inch. I like these. I've had 3 lower back surgeries, and this really helps. I've got some beds that's lower, but these beds are easy to work. I don't have to stoop over too much. This doesn't really get packed down because I mulch it. I mulch it good. About 6 inches. Just turn it. That's all you want to do. And I know there's people say, oh, you know, you're messing up by turning your beds, things like that. But hey, you do you. I'll do me. I don't turn them every year, but this needs to have some amendments in it. And you know, I could do row crops if I wanted. I've got a tractor and I've got a tiller on the back of my tractor and all of that. I'm not trying to make a living with this. I am trying to feed my family some nice vegetables that I know where they come from. And put a few away. All right, that's turned, so we'll level this out. All right, I know that this is still probably about 3 inches from the top of my bed. I still got a good foot or more, and then I don't have anything on the bottom. So I've got the natural ground. I won't have anything go that deep. And so we'll get this wet down, and we'll put a little corn in here. Okay, so we're gonna wet this down just a little bit. Just gonna dampen it up. Not too wet, because I'm gonna plant some corn in here in just a minute. Just enough to knock the dust down. All right, not bad. All right, and just so you know, I'm all about free, so I'm gonna go over here and get some of my grass clippings for a mulch to go on top. So this is just dried grass clippings. When I mow the yard, I got a little sweeper I put on my mower, and I go around and I get it and I pile it all up close to the garden spot here. And sometimes I throw a little food scraps, but this is just pine straw. and grass. You don't want it to be real thick. I just put a light coat on here for mulch, because it'll mat together really bad if you're not careful. And some of this will still be breaking down. It'll just amend the soil. Doesn't take much. I'm all about cutting costs. Now I could go buy some mulch, some sugarcane mulch, or some wood bark mulch, or even pine straw. But I can sweep my yard clippings, or I can go over to the edge of the yard here. We got an overabundance of pine trees here. Quite a few acres of them, and on this property. And I could get all the pine straw I want for free. I do the flower beds with it. Where we're at in east central Mississippi, there's plenty of pine trees, plenty of pine straw. So anyway, I just got a thin layer of this mulch, and I'm gonna wet it down too. Then we'll come back and plant some corn. All right, I'm gonna put this Golden Bantam improved corn. That's what I'm gonna be planting today. You put this in the ground after frost has passed. We may get another frost. If we do, I'll come cover this up real good for the night and then uncover it. I planted about 6 inches apart, and I want to plant maybe 3 or 4 rows, so it'll pollinate good. All right, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back a little bit of this mulch I put on top. And I'll do that. And we'll see how this is gonna go. My grandparents, I used to help them truck farm a lot, and they planted about an acre of corn. I'm just planting a little bit so we can come out here and pull a little bit and eat a little bit off the vine, nothing spectacular. And this is heirloom stuff, so I'll save seeds from year to year. So this corn, they recommend planting more short rows rather than long rows. It helps it pollinate better. But here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put about 3 seeds, 2 or 3 seeds in each hole. And then I'll cover that up. You want it about 1 inch deep. I'll just cover it back up. Don't pull a whole lot of that mulch over it yet. You want some sunshine and some heat to get in there. So these seeds are 3 years old. I didn't save any last year because, well, we went on vacation and the coons ate everything before it got mature. And but I had my corn planted somewhere else last year, so maybe planting it in this bed here will help. Who knows? So that's it. We'll check back in a few days and see how this goes. All I planted was this sweet corn right here. I'm gonna get another bed ready to plant some of my popcorn in. And I don't know if I'll do that today or not. We'll see how things go. Anyway, maybe you gained a little bit from this. Hope you have a good rest of the week. Take care.